Hello and welcome to another episode of Technical Tips. This week's tip is how you can ensure accuracy when speeding up the sketching process.
To have an accurate sketch, it all comes down to the tripod. Everything comes down to the tripod. If the tripod is not at the perfect, if it's not fully extended and locked out, your sketch is going to be inaccurate. I don't care if it's less than an inch, it's going to be inaccurate in every single room. So that's why, like in the training, they teach you like there's these two little arrows. The arrows have to meet whenever the legs are down, obviously, and then you have to lock everything else. The training is incredibly important because if you do not lock that tripod out, you are not going to have the accuracy. And a lot of times what happens is people don't, at the bottom, there's like a little knob that you have to fully like lock in. If that's not locked in, then the legs will start to slowly but surely, because it's a tripod, there's three legs, the legs are going to start to kind of separate a little bit. And then every room that you set that down in, it's all of a sudden going to start getting shorter and shorter. And you might not even realize that it's happening. People sometimes just have like old tripods that they haven't gotten replaced. And then, obviously over time, it's going to kind of have that wear and tear. So making sure that that tripod is fully locked out, it's fully extended, the legs are not moving at all when you're sitting it down. Also, sometimes people are just kind of rough on the tripods and they're kind of sitting it down aggressively. And then that's also going to cause that issue with the legs as well. So as long as the tripod is fully extended, locked out, the camera is on it, which, I mean, there's only one way to put the camera on. So you know that it's on and it's locked in tight. You are going to have an accurate sketch because everything that we do is based off of that tripod and that camera height. Everything is based off of it. Well, the camera is attached, but everything's based off of the tripod. Like if the tripod isn't right, if it's wrong from the jump, it's going to be wrong all the way through. So for us, it's making sure we're ensuring accuracy, but it's also, did your team get trained to do that? Because a lot of times what happens is you'll have a PM who's been at, your company for X amount of years, and they come in and they train your whole team to use DocuSketch. Well, they were the pro and now they've left. Well, now you have someone else who's kind of taken the role. Well, they don't realize the importance of having this tripod fully extended and locked out. So they just kind of get it where they can, and, they lock it wherever it seems most accurate. Or they don't realize even simple things like you cannot put this tripod on debris. If you put the tripod on debris, you're going to have an inaccurate sketch because now you've changed the floor height because now it's on top of debris. So when people say, oh, well, how do we resolve that? You just got to move the debris and set the tripod down on that floor. Get it on the floor as best you can, because we've had it happen so many times with fires where they just set the tripod on the debris and it changes the height, and then every room is off and they're mad. And it's like, well, unfortunately, the height was different in every room because the debris was in varying heights. So if you think about it from that perspective and think, oh, it's all based off of this, then it makes more sense. Some other cameras will use lasers for accuracy. Ours is all based off of the height of the tripod.